Hello, everyone. My name is Audra Burwell. I am the comm coordinator for College Bridge. I am here with Dr. Benjamín Durán and Angel Ramirez at the Central Valley Higher Education Consortium. All right, so CVHEC has been a major educational voice in the Central Valley for over 2 decades. Can you describe CVHEC's mission and how it aligns with College Bridge's work?
Certainly. The Central Valley Higher Education Consortium, when it was founded in 2002, was really developed for the purposes of bringing all the colleges and universities from a 10-county region together to speak with a single voice on raising the student population and their families, et cetera. In other words, in terms of raising the social and economic well-being of the region through improving higher education. That's been typically the mission of CVHEC, which is to pull together, convene colleges and universities to work together to improve student outcomes and completions.
Wonderful.
I think where it aligns with the College Bridge mission is that although we're not student facing, College Bridge is, we both want the best for students, right? We're both trying to streamline the process for students to get from high school to college and through college completion.
Gotcha.
And in doing so, what CVHEC does do is bring organizations like College Bridge together with our partner colleges and universities to impact students and to impact student outcomes. So it's a symbiotic relationship, if you will.
Yeah. And how did the partnership between CVHEC and College Bridge first begin? And what were your early impressions of the Math Bridge concept in particular?
We were approached by president and founder Lynn Ceballos about 4 or 5 years ago. She came and she approached us about the project that they had been doing. They'd been doing down in Southern California, and tried to explain to us what Math Bridge was and how it might fit. I was immediately drawn to the concept because I really do believe that in order for students to graduate, to come to college, graduate, and get through, that they need to get college mathematics and English out of the way. Those are the gateway courses. This, to me, was one way of getting a lot of students who typically might not be successful in mathematics to get them through their college math in a way that would make them successful.
Yeah, I was a little more, I had a little more reservation at the beginning because the numbers were like, well, how are they doing this? But once I learned about the model and saw that it's a math intervention model using dual enrollment as the tool, I kind of associated it with CoREC a little bit. It's almost like taking CoREC to the high school, and then it made sense to me. And I was like, okay, I get it. I think this is impactful.
Yeah, the support units.
Yeah.
It's like more of a CoREC than a dual enrollment.
Yeah, dual enrollment really is, in fact, a delivery model, right? And oftentimes, when we talk about Math Bridge, when we talk about College Bridge, people want to first start talking about dual enrollment. What we say to them is dual enrollment is the way it's delivered. What you want to look at are the elements that are being brought to the table with the students. And then one of the unique features about Math Bridge is the collaboration, a true collaboration between high school teachers and community college teachers who come together and really, in some respects, team teach the class. That is what adds to the success for these students who typically would not want to take mathematics.
Yeah, no, wonderfully put. That is what makes it unique. And so we appreciate that you recognize that.
Yeah.
Since those early days, MathBridge has grown dramatically. How have you seen the program evolve in terms of scope, impact, and visibility in the Central Valley?
One of the things that it's taken a while to get it to the point where it's now geographically dispersed throughout the valley. So we had some colleges and some high school districts that were working. We wanted to be sure in the early years that we had some successes that we could share with others. More recently, President Ceballos and I really went up and down the Central Valley. And we now have established, or will be establishing, the Math Bridge model in San Joaquin County with Columbia, with Delta Community College. Then we're going to do the same thing in Tuolumne County with Columbia College, Merced College, and in Merced County with all of its partners, and then the same thing down in Bakersfield and here in Fresno in the Central Valley. So now what we have is we have a geographic disbursement of the program throughout the region, and in doing so, what we eventually hope to get to is that we will make MathBridge the Central Valley way of teaching mathematics.
Yeah, the timing aligned actually kind of beautiful because when we were learning about College Bridge, the state was launching their K-16 collaboratives, right? And so leveraging funding from the K-16 collaboratives has allowed us to expand it valley-wide. The latest one was an award that we got from the current K-16 collaborative that's going to allow us to take it down to the South Valley. I mean, as CVHEC, we like to do things that are scalable and want to make sure that what we're doing isn't focused on a particular region. We can start it there, but ultimately our goal is to impact students across the whole valley.
And Angel just made a point. One of the things that we try to do is we try to do things that are scalable, but not only scalable, but replicable in other parts of the country, other parts of the state. And that's what we're hoping MathBridge will be. We're hoping that MathBridge will get to the point where we're going to be able to take it to other parts of rural California and even other parts of the country that are rural, so that these students, the student population that we're targeting, is going to have a fair shot at getting their math out of the way.
Yeah, wonderfully put. We are hoping for that sustainability as well and to keep spreading. Several MathBridge instructors have completed CVHEC's Master's Upskilling Program. How has this initiative amplified or accelerated the impact of education across the state?
Yeah,
that makes me happy to hear. When we started the MA Upskilling initiative, it was because in our dual enrollment work, they told us that they being CVD, but a faculty-led group that we bring together around dual enrollment, because one of the biggest barriers was there wasn't enough teachers in the high schools that meet minimum quals for the state. So that's why it was kind of harder to extend MathBridge offerings, dual enrollment offerings. So when we launched the MA Upskilling, also via K-16 Collaborative dollars, it worked out that when they were finishing their programs, we were launching MathBridge. And so those teachers were able to now teach the courses at the high school because they had their masters.
And in addition to them being able to teach dual enrollment, teach MathBridge through dual enrollment, it enhances their ability to be really, really good teachers at their home high school for all the other math courses they teach. So all of a sudden what's happened is that in the Central Valley, there are easily now over 250 teachers that now hold master's degrees in either English or mathematics that didn't before. And again, those are 250 teachers that are now going to be far better teachers in their high schools, not only for the college courses that they're teaching, but for the regular English and math courses as well.
Yeah, those are amazing numbers.
Yeah,
I know we have like 5 to 7, I believe, teachers who've gone through the program or are currently. We have one for Gustine who's in it, so we're excited to see how that turns out. We've presented together at countless conferences. How has sharing the stage and the data strengthened the narrative around intervention-based dual enrollment?
I appreciate hanging out with the College Bridge team whenever we get the chance. But being able to share what's happening in the Valley on the state stage and on the national stage is important because the Valley is always an area that's kind of looked past, right? And so showing that good work is not only happening here, but can be born here and then scaled is always, I think, eye-opening for people who aren't familiar with the Central Valley.
The other thing that in doing these sorts of presentations, both in the state and nationally, is that it gives us an opportunity to give a shout out to those faculty members, those teachers at the local school districts that are doing the really hard work. And oftentimes, teachers, faculty, at the high school level or the community college level, they don't get a lot of credit. So this gives us an opportunity to do that because all we are really is the conduit. We're the vehicle that is taking whatever it is that they're doing and showing it to other people.
In your view, how does the work we're doing together contribute to a larger movement to rethink math pathways and the role of math in college access?
No, I think one of the things that that's really important to recognize now is that the movement in education is like the redefining of education, the redefining how we do what we do. That the traditional ways perhaps aren't what they used to be. So Math Bridge came in and started thinking, having those thoughts 10, 12 years ago. And so it isn't as if one comes in, the light bulb switches on, and then you switch and you say, oh, no, we're going to do things differently. You've got to do it so that it's research-based, that you can point to outcomes from experiences, learn from experiences, learn from errors, and then ultimately make it go. What MathBridge does is exactly that. What MathBridge brings to the Central Valley is a model that has been tested over a period of time that is so non-traditional, it's so different than the way that math has been taught in the past, that we're now talking about, again, making it the Central Valley way of teaching mathematics.
Yeah, math and English have been kind of in the spotlight a lot with AB 705 and then now AB 1705. So I think this conversation of math alignment, not only at the college, but from high school to college, is very important.
All right, this is the final question. Where do you see the partnership between CVHEC and College Bridge heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we just see it being continuing and evolving the way it has, to the point where they become so interrelated that MathBridge really becomes part of CVHEC. I mean, I think that if you were to go around the valley and talk to people who have heard about CVHEC, have heard about MathBridge, they just assume that we're one and the same. I mean, that we're the same, right? So I suspect that that's going to be the evolution. I suspect that's going to happen, and especially as MathBridge comes out with longitudinal data, that it's going to be able to show that methodology really, really works. That's going to be such that CVHEC, because CVHEC is really a convener, CVHEC can bring people together. Sometimes that MathBridge can't. So MathBridge and CVHEC together are going to be able to bring people together and have that dialogue and literally show in the next 5 to 10 years, if you will, especially maybe the next 5 years, to really, really show, what happens when you literally turn math teaching on its head and you do it differently than you've done it in the past.
Yeah, there are a lot of high schools out there in the Valley, and we're only in a piece of them, right? So as this project continues to scale and impact more of the high schools, more of the students, I think our relationship is going to get stronger, right? We're impacting this large region of the Central Valley. Plus, we're looking at cohabitating, hopefully in the future. Our building is for sale, and I know that now that College Bridge has their offices in Fresno, we're looking at maybe having some possible space together.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
And as people start to talk about the successes of Math Bridge, statewide and nationally, it'll be talked about, collaboratively with CVHEC, and ultimately will help spread the word as best we can.
Yeah, and we're very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. And since I've entered, we started with 13 high schools, and now we have 21.
Yeah.
We'll see what next year brings.
And then if we launched English Bridge, then it'll just continue to grow.
Even more. Well, thank you again for both making the time for this. And was there anything else you wanted to add that I didn't cover?
No, I mean, I think that the fact that President Ceballos is a math person and that she's able to relate to math faculty, math instructors at both the college and the high school level, because she's done both. And I think that's gone a long way in bringing credibility to the program. I also think that the other folks that are working with your team, Nicole and Owen, who have been part of the faculty, worked in high schools and that sort of thing. That when you bring a team like that together, talking directly to teachers, to faculty, that goes a long, long way. Instead of having a bunch of presidents, a bunch of principals telling people, oh, guess what? I went to a conference and I heard about this great thing we're going to try it. And so I think the fact that again, Lynn is a mathematician, and I think the fact that Owen and Nicole have worked in the schools and have done what they've done really goes a long way.
Yeah, no, I agree. The applicable skills and specializations and like having that in-person experience definitely makes the difference.
Yeah.
Because they can relate to them and
Exactly.
they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're
both.
welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Audra.
And thank you to everyone watching.